Hello, everybody. My name is Candy, and I'm a digital artist, also known as Kawaii Stars. And today we are working on a digital painting that I started last stream a couple of weeks ago. So this is my second stream of 2026. And I meant to stream at 10 a.m. this morning at my normal time that I said I was gonna try to stick to, but we had technical difficulties. I just switched computers, so I had to rehook everything up, but hopefully everything is looking good to you guys and everything is working properly on this stream. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So last time I left off kind of on the line work, and then I think I still need to add some more details to the bookshelf. I think I left off like kind of up here at the top, and then whatever this stuffed toy here needs to still be done. So that's what I'm going to be working on today, and we'll see how long it goes. I'm aiming for at least an hour or two today, depending on how I feel like drawing. So let's get started. I know probably a lot of people are gearing up to watch Super Bowl, so I'm not sure how many people are going to be watching the stream, but that's okay. This is good practice for me. Hello, Mocap. How are you doing today? And for those wondering, today I am streaming from my iPad using Procreate. And sometimes I will draw from my iPad, and sometimes I will be using my Huion tablet to draw from. And the reason I'm using my iPad today is I just like some of the brushes that I have in my iPad that I don't have in my Photoshop, so that is the reason why sometimes you'll see me working here. And I like the fact that I can take my iPad everywhere. So let me figure out where I left off. When you don't touch a piece for a couple of weeks, it takes like a second to like remember what it was you were trying to do. Okay, I believe last time I left off at these jars. Good. And you? That's practical streaming from the iPad? Yeah. It's kind of interesting setup because I stream from a PC, so I had to get some extra software to get my iPad to mirror onto the PC, but it actually works pretty well. Oh, I thought I was on brown. Oh, I forgot what layer I'm on. I was like, wait. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can at least try to start streaming regularly on Sundays. I really had good intentions streaming this morning at Sunday at 10 a.m., but had some technical difficulties. I'm not really sure what I want on this top shelf. Maybe more plants? I feel like I had sketched plants up here, so let's go ahead and do that, because I don't know what I was planning to do for that top shelf for now. How many of you guys are gonna be watching the Super Bowl today? I'm not really into football anymore like I was when I was in college, so I don't really follow all the teams that well, but I do always like a good halftime show, so I am looking forward to seeing Bad Bunny's performances, but I don't know if I'll be able to watch it live because we don't really have cable, so I'm probably gonna have to wait until like something shows up on YouTube that I can watch it. for this plant, it's kind of gonna be a Monstera, but I'm not necessarily drawing from a reference right now, so it's kind of gonna be like whatever looks good as a plant. I do have a thing for Monsteras though. I have several in the house. I'm hoping one day I'll be able to get a Thai constellation Monstera. I saw one time when I was at the market and I didn't get it, and I'm like so sad that I didn't get it. I should have gotten it. I knew I was going to regret it, but it was in another city and I didn't feel like driving with it in the car for so long, so but now I feel like I should have just gotten it. I think about it when I water my other plants. Is that cheating? Considered cheating on your current house plants when you're thinking about another house plant while you're taking care of the ones you have? Wait, hold on. I think I need to check one of my settings on YouTube here. Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to make sure my streaming settings are working. Okay, well, I think it's working. I'm not sure. There's a lot of settings I don't know yet. And one of the goals working on this piece is to also kind of work on environments a little bit more. I usually avoid working on these, so it'll be good for me to take my time working on the background. Oh, I don't know what happened with that leaf, and that kind of ended up looking weird. I get a little paranoid, so every now and then you'll see me checking to make sure I'm drawing on the right layer. Inevitably, that always happens to me. I end up drawing on the wrong layer. Now, what might be fun is, I know it looks like a Monstera, but when I color it in, just because we can do whatever we want and make it look a little more unusual, is I can kind of make these leaves any color I want. So I did make that vine green, but this one I'm not sure what color I want these Monsteras to be just yet. Or Monstera inspired, because they're not exactly Monsteras. Should I make it a carnivorous plant, maybe? You can have like a little head with teeth coming out, kind of like those plants from Mario. Could be interesting. The thing I wish I could have on though during stream is like music. Because I'm streaming to 2 different platforms, I don't like, if I play music that's approved for Twitch, is it approved for YouTube? Or am I gonna get in trouble? So earlier today I was also reading a book for book club that I'm reading last minute because I wasn't paying attention to book club notifications. And it's called Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow. And I didn't know what it was going to be about. I just got the book and started reading it to see if I have to finish it before next weekend. So when my friend said it was like 400 pages, I was like, I don't know if I can read 400 pages before next weekend, but we'll see. And so like I started late last night, and I'm actually already on like page 128 or something like that, so I might finish it in time. It's a fairly easy read, although there's like, I know I haven't been reading as much as I used to, but as I'm reading the book, there's like at least 7 words already that I've had to look up, because I'm like, what is this? What? I've never heard anyone use this word in conversation before. And I don't know if the author is just like throwing in these unusual words because the 2 people in the book are supposed to be kind of brainy, like they go to Harvard and MIT or something. So is it supposed to make me feel dumb? I don't know. Or maybe because I don't read as often as I used to, like my vocabulary has deteriorated. Could be both. But like, yeah, one of the words is actually kind of weird. So like, and they say it like several times in the book. So you know, like if any of you have read Twilight from like a long time ago, like the author used chagrin like over and over again, and I've never heard anyone use chagrin before I read that book, and then like it was like all over that book. And then so this one, like, I guess it doesn't use it as often as Twilight uses chagrin, but they uses the word grogging, which I guess is kind of like when you vibe with someone and you kind of have an unspoken understanding, and like you're all on the same page or something like that, I think is what the definition was when I looked at it. But yeah, I've never heard anyone use the word grogging before, and it's such a weird sounding word. I was like, what? No. And I'm like, this isn't slang, right? Like, is this an actual word in the dictionary that I've just never heard used before? I mean, I'm not like the most verbose person in the world, so I'm sure there's plenty of words I don't know. But I am also getting older, so there are a lot of words that are like new slang that I don't get, and I just kind of pick it up over time because like I'll hear it watching like TikToks or something. And like, or my younger coworkers will like explain to me what it is. It's really nice weather outside for relaxing and drawing too. It's like cold but not too cold, and it's like bright and sunny, and I have a big window in this office, home office that I have, so it's just very nice. I am also well caffeinated. I think I've had like 2 cups of coffee today. I think one thing I do want to try to do with this painting is I want to try to see if I can make it feel like paintings I've done traditionally. Like, I know I have a lot of layers, but I think once I've gotten the drawing down, I'm going to like paint it the way I would like if I was using paint, maybe, and like let some transparency show through. Do like an underpainting, maybe. Because most of the digital paintings I've done before, they tend to look super cleaned up, and that's usually just something I tend to do. Is like, I'll keep cleaning stuff up until it looks super clean, even though the art I really enjoy looks more organic, and for some reason I'm just like too nitpicky with my own artwork that I can't get that kind of organic feel to it, because I keep fixing it. But I think also, as I work on new pieces like this, I do want to keep the line work fairly separate, because I think like in the future, if I ever want to make it a coloring page for someone to be able to download or something in the future, then it would be so much better if I didn't have to redraw all the lines. I'm hoping before April that I do finish a couple of new original art pieces so that I can have them printed and take them to my next convention I'm doing, which is going to be in Animation Y'all in Tennessee. And it is one of those shows where like it's a networking event and there's lots of really cool artists to meet, and rather than showing fan art, I usually bring only original work, but I don't have a lot of it, so it'd be nice to be able to finish a couple more pieces to showcase. Is anyone going on any fun trips this year? I know I have a couple of conventions lined up. Not so much, not as many conventions I used to have. But that's okay. That gives me more time to stream and hang out with you guys. But I am planning to go to New York this summer, and not as like a vendor at the convention, but I'm gonna go to Stationery Fest with my friend, and I'm super excited for the trip. And then my boyfriend will also come along, and so will her husband, and hopefully we'll get to do like some New York things. Like I'd like to see a Broadway show. I love theater, and I've never seen a Broadway show on Broadway, so that would be a bucket list item for me. But there's going to be a lot of cool vendors at Stationery Fest, so I'm looking forward to going, and I would like to get a fountain pen. I have one that my friend gave me for a Christmas gift, but it would be also really fun to like kind of shop and try different fountain pens and see if there's one that I would really like. It's like when things are at these early stages, it's really hard to see how this is going to come together. But hopefully it will. I'm hoping. It's like I have to kind of remember that there should be a little bit of whimsy to this piece. I'm not trying to make something look too realistic, but I do want it to make sense, if that makes any sense. I have to remember to try to keep things in the middle, since the YouTube stream, I think, is only vertical. I think you can stream horizontally at the same time, but I'd have to pay for an extra extension on Streamlabs, which is what I use to stream. And I'm not quite sure if I'm going to stream enough to make that worth it. We'll see how committed I can stay to streaming regularly, if that will be worth it for me to have in the future. I don't know how many people actually watch a lot of live streams just on their phone, because I guess the vertical would work better for people watching on, I think it publishes to YouTube Shorts. I'm not 100% sure. I did not make any Valentine's Day themed artwork, although I should, but I just didn't get around to planning it early enough. I feel like for that sort of thing you need to plan early. Now I can make stickers from home, so that's not an issue. It's more like it takes me time to make art pieces, as you can see how slow I currently am drawing this one. But I think maybe I can plan for something broader. Like, it's still winter right now, so I have time to plan maybe like a spring collection. I am really into making planner stickers right now because I'm using them. Like, I made a money planner sticker sheet, and it's not in my shop right now. It's mostly I just made it for myself to use. But eventually I might put it in the shop. But I can make like a spring themed one too. And the thing is that like I do have my original characters, but I'm not sure if I want like all my planner sticker stuff to be featuring my original characters, or I just make like whatever artwork. Like, can it just be flowers, or do I need to make it featuring pepper or sugar in it? You know what I mean? I have so much artwork I need to make. I also wanted to kind of like make a little animation of pepper and sugar that I could have like running around on the screen during the stream, and I haven't done that yet. I want the animation to be something like something that could loop and like be like idle things, like blinking and then scratching themselves and then taking a nap. I don't know, something that is not too distracting but can be in the background while I'm streaming. Oops. I think that's fairly good on that plants. Maybe I won't put anything on that top shelf then. Maybe that could be like the cap for the bookcase. Now I think what the bookcase does need though is like something to indicate the depth. Hold on, let me look up an actual bookcase real quick. I need a reference. Okay, so it's a little bit of the side. But that book shouldn't go all the way to the end. Wait, which shelf is this? All the books are on different shelves. Which layer are you? There we go. I have all the books on different layers. And I need to make each shelf have some sort of thickness. Something like that. I think I won't write in notes on the books until like the very end. Like details on the spine. I think that's like a last detail sort of situation. I do want to fix this weird thing over here. Previous stream I joked about it being a Labubu, but I think I actually am going to make it into a Labubu. Wait, I got distracted. I was fixing the depth of the bookcase. One thing at a time. Sometimes I end up bouncing around between different things in a painting because I'm like, ooh, let me do this. Or, ooh, let me do that. And then I forget to finish the other thing I was working on. So let's finish making this look like an actual bookshelf first before I get distracted. Shelves aren't exactly straight, but maybe that's okay. Maybe it gives it a little bit more of that whimsy. Oops. Oh, the bookcase and the witch are on the same layer. My bad. I thought those were separate layers, but they are not. The nice thing about drawing on Procreate versus when I draw on my PC with Photoshop or something is that if I don't necessarily have to be streaming for it to record what I'm doing, Whereas, like, because these days you have to kind of prove that you drew it yourself and it's not AI, so Procreate has like a playback thing that, you know, if anyone asks me, oh, did you really draw this? I can just like pull out my iPad, and if I drew it on my iPad, and pull that out. But the thing is I don't always draw everything on my iPad. So, I mean, that's part of the reason why I've started drawing most of my art on my iPad, just because it's easy to like pull up that proof. But there are some, like, even when I finish this piece, I might still pull it in the Photoshop and like clean up some things. I don't know. That's so crooked. Okay. And the top shelf is also really crooked. Okay, I need to fix all these shelves. I can't have it this crooked. I know I thought it would be like a little bit whimsical to leave them a little crooked, but that's too crooked. The perfectionist in me won't allow. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I think the top shelf is kind of really crooked too. I think that looks better, maybe. Slowly, we're getting there slowly. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna move these books over. That's the shelf. I wonder if this looks like it makes sense. I mean, I think people know what a bookshelf looks like. It's got books on it. Hopefully it makes sense. doesn't make sense is what's happening at the bottom of the bookcase down here. Goes like straight into the rug. I guess something that could be interesting about this piece is this might be one of the most detailed pieces I've done in a long time because there's so much stuff going on in the background. I feel like I need to do something with the base of this bookshelf. And maybe this bottom part is a drawer and there's not books there. Because like one of the bookcase references I'm looking at is like the bottom is actually a drawer, which sounds like a nice idea, so we're gonna do that. We have a wider base. That's a bit big. Something like that. Will anyone even notice all these details? Who knows? Okay. I do want to touch up some of this going on down here. I think it's a good time to get rid of the back drawing and kind of see what I'm working with here. Sometimes when I leave the sketch up too long, I don't realize that I didn't finish drawing certain areas. Oops. Like, where did Sugar's ear go? And does it go in front of my hair or her hair? I guess it depends on who's in front. I'm sure lots of people who do this all the time have more efficient workflows than what I'm doing. But I feel like half the time I'm not really when I'm drawing on Procreate, I'm still drawing like the way I would do if I was drawing on paper. So I'm not really using like digital capabilities to their fullest potential. Also, what layer is that on? There we go. Do I need this layer? I'm gonna delete it. I don't think that was something I needed anyway. Nope. I think we're okay. Something's not quite right. I'm not sure what it is yet, but something's not quite right on how I drew her face. Is it the face shape that's off? Something's not quite right. Half the time when I'm drawing, I'm just like going by feel. If something doesn't feel right, I'm like keep looking at it, trying to figure it out. Is that better? Maybe that's better. I'll leave it there for now. I'll let it marinate. Well, that's another thing. Like, where's her other leg supposed to go? Sometimes when I sketch things, I'm like, I'll figure it out later. I'll just get the gist of it down. And then when I'm figuring out, I'm like, what was I thinking? Maybe you wouldn't see the other leg, I'm not sure. Okay, well, if this leg was down, where would it have been? Okay, I think that's probably okay for now. I don't draw people as often, so I'm still kind of trying to figure out what is my style for drawing people. Like, what do I like? I can mimic lots of anime pretty easily, but what do I naturally draw is what I'm trying to figure out also with this piece, since it has a person in it. I'm very comfortable drawing animals in my style, but when I'm thinking of people, the funny thing is I used to draw a lot more people before, and then now I just kind of draw animals. Something seems off about the position of these eyes. feels a little better. Or at least the right eye does. I don't know about the left eye yet. Alright, I don't know how detailed I necessarily want to get with Pepper down here. Maybe that's good enough. I think I do want to move her back a little bit though, like I did with Sugar. Just kind of slide her back a little. I feel like overall they are too close to the bookcase, so we need to move everybody up here a little bit forward. Maybe I need to move this to a different layer. How do I do that again? Oh, I lost my selection. Now I gotta do it again. I see copy paste. How do I do cut? Oh, that wasn't quite cut, but whatever. There's gotta be a way to do it. Hold on. It's been a while since I've used Procreate. Maybe there is no cut? That doesn't make any sense. I guess I can just remove because I already did copy paste it. Did it do it? I feel like a dummy. I should know how to do this. You know what? In the interest of time, I'm just gonna erase it. Whatever. I will look up how to do that later. Because I know I've done it before. I don't know why I am like blanking on how you're supposed to do that. There we go. I think I want to expand the canvas a little bit. I am aiming for this to be a bit of a 5x7. So I need to have a little bit more margin on the side for cropping. I will say, the only thing about working on different layers is I gotta keep switching between layers when I want to erase something. Slowly but surely, we're making progress. add some more details to fill in this space now that I moved to the foreground a little bit. Maybe that's like a little mortar and pestle situation. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to do was add a Labubu on the shelf, just for funsies. Okay, I need to look up what a Labubu looks like. Okay, so just kind of roughly draw it, but let's see. Gotta make sure I got room for his little ears. Maybe I have room for two. Yeah, I think I only want one on the shelf. But then do I want these giant books about to fall on him? Okay, let's draw one for real now. I am gonna do the proportions a little bit different. I like having a big head, little ears. So it's like a Labubu, but not exactly one. Tiny little ears. Big old smile. Wait, how many teeth did I draw? How many teeth do they have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well this one has 9 teeth because that's all that will fit. I don't know how you draw these to look cute. Mine looks demented. But some people draw them and they look really cute. Mine needs some help. Maybe I draw the outside and then draw the people in. Hold on. There we go. It's starting to look somewhat not as scary, maybe. I have drawn Labubus before, but like, it's been a while since I've drawn one. And I'm doing my best to try to make them look kind of cute. Maybe I drew his feet too big. Maybe smaller. Something like that. I don't know. I think the microphone can actually pick it up, but if you hear that whining, that's Sugar. She wants pets. Oh, I think my arms are too big. We got gorilla proportions going on here. Hold on. Does that look right? I mean, I purposely made the head gigantic. But does it look weird? I think it looks okay. It'll be fine. Okay, so what else goes on the shelf? Because I erased those books because I didn't want them to look like they were crushing our Labubu. Maybe I can draw like more stuffed toys? Hold on. Let me just check on Sugar to see what she needs, and I'll be right back, guys. And we are back. Thanks for waiting, guys. Sugar needed to go out, so I just took her outside for a quick bathroom break. Okay, so I was thinking, what else do I want on the shelf? I'm looking around my office right now, what I have. I do... Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna put a little Teemo plushie up there. Because I have a Teemo plushie in front of me right now, so why the heck not? Wait, am I doing this on a different layer? Okay, good. I can delete this one though. So, Teemo famously never has his eyes open. What would happen if he opened his eyes? Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Teemo is my favorite character from League of Legends to play. And as much as other people hate when I play this, like, literally seriously, like, as soon as I, like, pick this, sometimes people get so triggered in Champion Select that they're, like, in a bad mood before the match has even started. I don't know why. It ain't that serious. But yeah, despite how toxic they are to me before we even start the game, I still love playing this character. What can I say? I'm a glutton for punishment. I would say I'm fairly decent at playing this character as well. I'm not the best at it, obviously. I'm like bronze. But I do love playing the character, and if I have a decent team, then we do alright. But like, I'm not good enough to carry an entire team while playing Teemo, so people in the other lanes have to be doing fairly well for us to win the game while I'm playing Teemo. I feel like this Teemo that I just drew looks like a chihuahua. Sugar Bear, what do you want? We just walked you outside. Mommy needs to draw. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've got a Teemo plushie, and we've got a Labubu plushie. What else do we want to add to the shelf? For inspiration. A lot of the time when I'm like trying to fill up drawings, I literally just kind of look around the room to see what I've got lying around. See, I've got a Choco doll here. What else do we got? Do we want to drop the Choco on the shelf? Sure, why not? I can't think of anything better right now. Oh, you know something I could draw is Wishbone, but a lot of people won't know who that is. They'd have a better chance of recognizing Blue. I don't know if that Pachaco doll turned out too well. Let's see. Maybe I already have too many dolls on here. But I do want something else. What can I draw there? Maybe I can draw a Stitch. I don't have a Stitch doll here, but I can look one up. Stitch. Oh, there we go. I think I found a pretty good reference for the doll. Let's see. This doll's kind of big, but it's okay. Sugar Bear, what's wrong? What's the matter? Does this look like Stitch? Or, I don't know why, but it kind of looks like, Reuben. You guys remember Reuben from, like, the Stitch sequels? The one who makes sandwiches? Experiment. What was he? I think he was 625. Is like the one right before Stitch. I enjoyed the Stitch TV show where he was looking for all his cousins and finding the right place for them. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so we've got background, foreground, well, most of the background is done. I feel like the rug needs something else going on. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Okay. Let's jazz up this rug a little bit. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna see if Alex can watch Sugar. Just a moment. And we're back. I feel like we're slowly getting somewhere with this. Question is, do I want to go ahead and start painting? Wait, why does it feel like I'm missing a line here? Something's not right about this hat. I think I didn't fill in a line somewhere. Something's wrong with his hat. the hat's brim is there, and this comes down like that. I think that's how it's supposed to work. Okay, just duplicate that in case we regret our decisions. Just go ahead and erase this. That ends up like that. Something like that. This is the point where it's like I try to take a step back and see if anything looks funny, and this hat definitely looked off. And I'm trying to see if this will fix it. And I think part of the issue is the top of the hat doesn't make sense because it's too big. It probably should be something like that because the brim should be much bigger than the rest of the hat. Yes, no, maybe. And I am looking at a reference of someone wearing a witch hat, so I'm not making random lines up. I actually am looking at something. I think after I finish up fixing this witch hat, I might need to end the stream just because Sugar seems to be whining a lot. So I don't know, I took her out, but sometimes She just has needs. She's an old doggy, so maybe she just wants some cuddles. Or maybe her clock is off and she thinks it's dinner time, but it's definitely not her dinner time. We've got like an hour before she can eat dinner. Okay, I think that looks better. Now I want to add my star back onto the hat. Ooh, that's a bit of an ugly star. Hold on. The star needs some work. I draw stars all the time, but sometimes, for whatever reason, I cannot get a star to look right. That looks better. I don't know, might tweak that a little bit more as I finish up the painting. But yeah, I think that's starting to look like a solid drawing. Oh. Wait, now that I adjusted the hat, now I gotta fix the bookcase again. Oh dear. I feel like I could have built a little bit more character into this bookcase. It seems really stiff. Well, we haven't started painting yet, so we could play with it a little bit. Let's see. I don't really want to change whether the shelves were straight or not, because I've kind of already spent a lot of time drawing those, but it doesn't mean I can't change the outside frame of the bookcase and make it a little bit more organic. do something like that. Maybe you can still have the knots of the wood so it feels a little bit more like tree, if that makes any sense. And then now we gotta add the shelves back. We can make the bottoms wavy and the tops will still be straight. Because you can do that. You want your shelf to be flat. That seems more fun. Yeah, I like that much better. And what line did I draw this? Okay, so this one is on this layer. And it actually needs to be on our bookcase layer. Ooh, yeah, I like this organic looking bookcase much better. It's more interesting to look at. But I kind of need to balance it out, I think. Yeah, I like that way better. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I feel like we need more stuff on the sides to fill this out. Maybe I can have like a giant potted plant on the side, maybe? Well, now that I made that bookcase fatter, I feel like... Are they too close to it again? Do I need to move them? Maybe something like that. Like I said, in the early stage, like I said before in the previous stream, this early stage of drawing is kind of like the fun part. It's like you're having a conversation with your drawing and you're trying to figure out what works, what the piece should be. It's like, I think of it kind of like whittling a piece of wood. Like, just kind of keep cutting away at it until it feels good. And I definitely feel like we're getting somewhere now. sure I'm drawing on the right layer. Yes, okay. Yeah, I think maybe like we'll do potted plant over here. Something like that. And I think that will probably even out the piece just enough. Maybe scoot them down just a smidge more. Give them a little bit more distance in the bookcase now that I've made it thicker. Yeah. I think that's starting to look pretty decent. And I also think we are at a good stopping point. I don't know if I will work on this off stream a little bit, or maybe I'll stream again sometime during the week. We shall see. I might do a test game stream just on Twitch later tonight. Maybe I'll play League, but I do want to slowly start some gaming streams in between, and just for fun, like might hook up the Switch and play Animal Crossing. Oh god, my island. I have not visited my island in quite some time, so yeah, that might be an interesting thing, because I know they did the update and I have been wanting to play, but I might do that on stream as like a chill kind of cozy hangout stream. And I might also play some League. I don't know, we'll see. Give me an excuse to play some more games, right? I can't promise I'm any good at gaming, let me put it that way, but I could be some good company in the background while you do other things, maybe. Okay, well, it has been fun, and you can follow me on Instagram if you want to check out some other things that I'm working on or that I've made. And if you are so inclined to see some of the products I've made, you can check out our shop at alexandcandy.com. And I hope to see you guys in the next stream. And the next stream, I'm hoping the next for sure scheduled stream should be Sunday morning at 10 a.m. since I think I've gotten my streaming situation down. But throughout the week, I may pop in with a short gaming stream or something. We shall see. We're still trying to iron out exactly what I can handle as my schedule. But yeah, well, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next one.